Now let's go to the New Testament. What happens in this whole area of election when there is a shift from the Old Testament to the New Testament? Well, the first thing to remember is this. God ceases to deal with a corporate group called Israel. At least for a time, He does. It says in Matthew 21:43, He will take the kingdom away from them, Israel, and give it to a nation producing the fruits of it, namely the church. A hardness has come upon Israel until the full number of the Gentiles is gathered in. Today is a day when a door of faith has been opened to the nations. God no longer is electing an ethnic people like He elected Israel at the Red Sea and made them a corporate political people for Himself. What is He doing? Is He electing anything today? Indeed He is. God's election today is His drawing into the church people who will be saved. He sets His favor today upon individuals and brings them to Himself in faith and destines them for glory. Now, the first text that I want to take you to is Luke chapter 10, verse 21. The reason I'm going to take you to Luke 10:21 is because when I was preparing these messages and thinking about their texts and topics back in August, and I was doing the concordance work, looking up places where God delights and rejoices and takes pleasure in things, I asked myself, where does Jesus ever rejoice? Do the Gospels ever teach that Jesus got excited about anything? Twice in 4 Gospels He rejoices. One is in John 11, where He says, I am glad that I was not there when Lazarus died. They said, if you'd been here, he wouldn't have died. And He says, I'm glad I wasn't there. And then He says, for the sake of your faith. He knew what He was going to do. And that a greater benefit than sparing Lazarus of death was to build faith into His disciples. And the other place is right here. Let's read what He rejoices in here. Now let me give you the background first. The 70 disciples have been sent out on an evangelistic mission. They have preached all over the place. And they have come back so excited because demons have been cast out, people have believed, and it's thrilling. And they report to Jesus, who had taught them, equipped them, and sent them out. And here's the response that Luke gives. Verse 21, Luke 10. In that same hour, Jesus rejoiced in the Holy Spirit and said, I thank Thee, Father, Lord of heaven and earth, that Thou hast hidden these things from the wise and understanding and revealed them to babes. Yes, I affirm it. Yes, Father, for such was Thy gracious will. Or more literally, RSV is a lousy translation here. For such it was well-pleasing to Thee. Or NIV may even be the best. For it was Your good pleasure so to do. Now, this is an amazing verse. For many reasons. You know why it's amazing? I don't know of another verse in all the Bible. There may be one. But I don't know of another verse in all the Bible where the whole Trinity gets together to rejoice. You see this? Jesus is rejoicing. It says Jesus rejoiced. But in what power is He rejoicing? In the Holy Spirit. So I take that to mean that the Spirit of God, the Holy Spirit, is filling Jesus up with joy. And then at the end of the verse, the Father has good pleasure or is pleased in what He is doing. Now, what are these 3 divine persons so happy about? They're so happy because God the Father has hidden something from wise people and revealed it to babes. God has exerted free, sovereign choice in whom He will reveal what? To. What is it that is being hidden and being revealed? Verse 22 gives the answer very plainly. No one knows the Son except the Father. So nobody is going to know who Jesus is unless the Father opens their eyes and reveals it to them. And verse 21 says, He is not doing this for the wise. He is doing it for babes.